In this presentation, you're going to learn the 3 questions you must ask yourself if you want to achieve freedom and happiness. Let's begin. Number 1. What makes you feel happy and free? It should be common sense to at least have an idea of what exactly makes you happy and free. If you don't have any idea, then you're probably never going to know the meaning of true happiness and freedom. So, the first thing you have to do is define what makes you happy. It sounds like a simple task, but when you really think about it, you'd either come up with a very long list or nothing at all. When you finally come up with something, ask yourself if it's truly what you want. How long will you be happy once you achieve what you desire? Is it going to bring you long-lasting happiness? Or will it only bring you temporary joy? Obviously, you want to attain real happiness. So, go through your options to find out exactly what will make you happy and free for the rest of your life. Number 2. What do you need to do to get there? When you're looking at what you have now and what you want to be in the future, you'll see it's going to be a long journey. Your life as you know it now will probably start to change. You're chasing something now, your happiness and your freedom. So ask yourself, what do you need to do to finally get there? And do you have what it takes to reach your dreams? If your answer is no, then you need to go out there and figure out what you need to do to achieve what you want. No one's going to hand your dreams to you. You have to work for it. Ask yourself if you're ready to put in the time and the effort to get to your ultimate destination. Number 3. What's holding you back? At this point, you've figured out the thing that will make you happy, and you've charted your path towards achieving your dreams. But what's stopping you? Why aren't you moving forward? Why are you still stuck in your unhappy life? Find out what's holding you back from reaching your goals. Is it yourself? Are you stopping yourself from getting out of your comfort zone? Is it your environment, the people around you? Figure out what it is and find a way to go beyond the obstacles. 3 simple reasons you're stuck living an unhappy life. Everyone dreams of living a happy life, but the sad reality is that the majority of people are living unhappy lives and will continue to do so unless they do something about their situation. If you belong to this group, then stay tuned to this presentation to find out the top 3 reasons why you're stuck living an unhappy life. Number 1. You're surrounded by negative people. Humans are social creatures. We thrive on social interactions with other people. Sometimes, however, when we become too close to others, we tend to overlook their negativity. You'd probably tell yourself, "Oh, but they're my friends. I care about them. They only want what's best for me." Well, guess what? Not everyone's going to put your welfare over theirs. You may not notice it, but your friends may be pulling you down and maybe preventing you from achieving your dreams in life. If you've got friends like these, then you better say your goodbyes ASAP. Unhappy people will try to bring down as many people as they can. Don't be a victim. Instead, look for and surround yourself with positive people. Trust me, you'll be so much happier in their company. Number 2. You're not willing to do the work. You've got a dream for yourself. You know that if you achieve it, you're going to be happy. You'll finally feel free. The only problem is, you're not willing to put in the effort so you can finally succeed. Your dreams aren't going to be handed to you on a silver platter. You've got to go out there and put in the time. If you're lazy, then you're going to get stuck in the same unhappy place you're in right now. You're never going to get out. Is that what you want? If you truly want to make a difference in your life, then you must go to work and leave your comfort zone behind. Number 3. You nitpick and criticize everything. Finding fault in every little thing you do or come across is a serious problem. If that's what you are, a nitpicker, then you must take steps to overcome that attitude. If you're nitpicking on yourself, then you're probably not going to get out of your self-contained prison. You have to be self-aware and stop yourself every single time you start picking on yourself. It's a vicious cycle, and you're never going to win unless you stop it. 4 quick and easy ways to rediscover yourself. When life happens, you start losing track of who you really are and what you really wanted to be. You become someone's husband or wife, some kid's parent, some basketball player's mentor, etc. In the midst of it all, the real you gets buried under the different hats you need to wear. So, how do you rediscover yourself? That's what you're going to find out in today's presentation. Let's begin. Number 1. Start writing in a journal. Writing down your thoughts, your feelings, and your goals in life will help you to get to know yourself better. Don't be afraid to write down your deepest fears, your biggest regrets. Don't leave anything out. There's no need to be secretive. Censoring yourself will be tantamount to lying to yourself. So let it all out in the open. Over time, you'll see a pattern emerge, and you can clearly see what makes you, you. Number 2, think back on what made you happy in the past. At one point in your life, you were very happy. Try to remember what made you feel that way. Was it because you were surrounded by people you loved? People who really cared about you? Were you active in sports? Did you have any hobbies that made you feel good about yourself? While you can never bring back the past, it might help to do the things that made you happy before. Try to recreate the activities that made you feel free in the past. See if you can go back to your old hobbies or your favorite sports. Number 3, learn to love yourself again. Sometimes we put the welfare of other people ahead of us. We put our spouses and our children's welfare first. While there's nothing wrong with doing that, you must not neglect yourself. Pay attention to yourself and your body. If you suppress yourself and you carry out your day-to-day activities like a robot, then you'll never find yourself. Number 4, be aware of your feelings. Figure out what events trigger certain feelings, like happiness, anger, or disappointment. The more you know your feelings, the more you get to know the real you. When you discover the things that make you happy, then try getting yourself exposed to those things frequently. It will help keep all your negative emotions at bay. 5 easy techniques you can use to take control of your life. When life becomes overwhelming, you need to take back the reins so you don't lose control. In this presentation, you're going to find out 5 of the easiest ways you can take control of your life starting today. Number 1, face your fears. Your fears are all in your head, but it can hold you back from doing what you want to do. Some of your fears may be illogical. Some people may even find it funny. But know this, the moment you stop fearing something, you'll experience freedom like you've never known before. Of course, this is easier said than done. But with self-awareness and a positive mindset, you can face your fears head on. Number 2, handle your finances. Whether you like it or not, you need money to survive. Money allows you to buy things that will make your life easier. It allows you to go to the places you'd have no hope of ever seeing if you didn't have money. But sometimes you may unknowingly live beyond your means. In the blink of an eye, you could be deep in debt. You want to avoid that at all cost. The responsible thing to do is handle your finances like an adult, so you can take better control of your life. Number 3, stop wasting time. Good old procrastination is the number 1 culprit for wasting time. Instead of doing something really important, people spend it on doing frivolous things. Some examples include checking your social media account every 5 minutes or so, binge watching TV shows like you've got all the time in the world, and other similar activities. Number 4, have a to-do list. Having a to-do list is not the same as actually doing the things listed on the to-do list. It's called taking action. Some people can create to-do lists, but fail to take any action. And does that get them anywhere? Did they accomplish anything? No. Taking control of your life truly begins when you do what needs to be done. Number 5, learn to say no. Saying no to something you really want to do is hard. But if you know it's going to be detrimental to your goals in life, then you need to start saying no with conviction. 5 things you can do today to have more freedom. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could start living a life where you don't need to worry about what the future holds? Or a life where you can stop whatever it is you're doing and spend time with your kids instead? In today's presentation, you're going to learn a few techniques that will help you have more freedom in your life. Number 1, pay off your debts. If you've got a mountain of debt, you could literally end up working your entire life and still not pay off the entire amount. It will trap you and bury you alive. Having something weighing so heavily over you can have adverse effects on your health. Figure out how you can pay off your debt in the least amount of time, so you can go back to enjoying life and building your wealth. Number 2, get insurance and start building your emergency fund. Emergencies can strike at any time. It's not going to announce itself, so you better be prepared when that time comes. Having insurance and an emergency fund is one of the best ways you can protect yourself and your family. If you don't prepare for the future, you'll get buried in a mountain of debt. Number 3. Get rid of things you don't need. Material possessions are fine, but sometimes you may buy things you don't actually need. The problem is further compounded when you have a habit of buying expensive things, which you then need to keep an eye on. Instead of giving you happiness, these unnecessary things can cause you a lot of stress. Number 4. Outsource your work. Outsourcing will free up a lot of your time. This is especially true if you're trying to build or scale your business. You've only got so much time in a day, and you can't do everything yourself. If you outsource some or even all of your tasks, you can essentially free up a lot of your time. Just make sure you train your team, though, to make sure you're all on the same page. Number 5. Stop micromanaging people's lives. When you're too busy paying attention to other people's lives, then you may be left with less time to manage your own life. Focus on yourself first. There's no harm in helping your family and friends, but always give time to yourself. Plan some me time every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. 6 incredibly simple ways to feel happy right now. Happiness can be so elusive at times. If you need something to lift you up right now and just feel happy, then you're in the right place. Because in this presentation, I'm going to show you 6 incredibly simple ways you can feel happy right now. Let's begin. Number 1. Be grateful for what you have. When life gets in the way, you start feeling overwhelmed. It's easy to forget what you have right in front of you. You become so used to seeing all these things and the people around you that you start taking them for granted. Remember, be grateful for what you do have. You're going to miss them when they're no longer with you. Number 2. Live in the moment. When you're busy preparing for tomorrow, you often forget to live in the present. All you can think about is working hard so you can pay off your bills and your debt next month. It can get old pretty fast. There's nothing wrong with taking a break and living in the moment from time to time. Number 3. Practice generosity. No matter how tough life gets, always remember that someone's life is probably way harder than yours. See what you can do to alleviate their pain. You don't need to give them cash, but if you volunteer a few minutes of your time, you can help others in more ways than you'll ever know. Sometimes, even the littlest thing can make a huge difference in someone's life. Number 4. Smile like you mean it. Even if you're not really in the mood for smiling, try it. Think about something that made you smile recently. It will put you in a good mood. Smile at yourself in the mirror, and then go out there and smile genuinely at people you interact with throughout the day. Number 5. Do something that makes you happy. Enjoy life's simple pleasures. As long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, go do something that makes you happy. If you're on a diet, then know that even diets have cheat days. So if that chocolate cake you've been eyeing for the last week will make you happy, eat a small bite. Just make up for it later if it makes you feel guilty. Number 6. Watch something funny. As the saying goes, laughter is the best medicine. If you need a quick pick-me-up, binge watch a comedy show on Netflix or Hulu, or check out funny videos on YouTube and laugh your heart out. 7 secret ways to live a more fulfilling life. If you feel like something is missing in your life and the void weighs heavily in your heart, then you're probably still not living a fulfilling life. In this presentation, I'm going to share with you 7 secret ways you can live a more fulfilling life. Number 1. Have happy relationships. Humans are social creatures. We crave contact with others. But it's not the number of friends you've made, it's the quality. If you have happy and fulfilling relationships with even just a few people, that can increase the quality of your life significantly. Number 2. Find something challenging to do. If you're living an unhappy life right now, then you need to find a way to do something that will challenge you and get your adrenaline pumping. Check your options and go do something that will result in your happiness and your freedom. Number 3. Get out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is preventing you from going after your dreams. You've got to free yourself from its grasp so you can do what you need to do. If you don't get out, then you'll be stuck in the same pit you're in right now. Number 4. Enjoy the world around you. If you're hiding away in your comfort zone, you're not going to be able to enjoy the world around you. We live on a beautiful planet. Take the time to appreciate what's in front of you. Go travel and see the world in all its splendor. Number 5. Pick up a hobby. A hobby is not just something you do when you're bored or you've got nothing better to do. A hobby can help relieve stress and can be incredibly rewarding. While some hobbies can be mentally or physically stressful, it's a different kind of stress than what you get from working at your job. It's the kind of stress that will bring a smile to your lips and make you feel fulfilled at the same time. Number 6. Money and fame isn't everything. Some people spend their lives chasing money and fame. Sometimes they don't even care that they're losing their loved ones. But do they lead fulfilling lives? Maybe, maybe not. But there have been many instances when people with money and fame have taken their lives. So clearly, wealth and celebrity aren't everything. Number 7. Don't listen to naysayers. Naysayers will never have anything good to say. They wouldn't want you to succeed. They'd hate the thought of you living a happy life, so they do their best to drag you down. The best thing to do is just ignore them, or if you can, cut off all ties with them. How positive thinking can help you live life on your own terms. There's really nothing more rewarding and fulfilling than living life the way you want to live it. When you don't worry about other people's expectations, you tend to be happier. But the thing is, we don't live alone in a bubble. So, in today's presentation, I'm going to show you how you can use the power of positive thinking to live life on your own terms. Here's how. Number 1. Focus on what really matters. It's easy enough to lose focus when you're so busy in your everyday life. You simply don't have time to think about what the future holds. You tend to see short-term, and your long-term goals somehow fade into the background. If you want to live life on your own terms someday, then you need to recalibrate your focus and not lose sight of your dreams. Number 2. Overcome all the negativity in your life. You're probably surrounded by negative people who do nothing but spout off negativity in your ear. You don't want to be dictated by negative thinkers, right? So stay away from them. Find someplace else where you can let positivity shine through you again. Look for like-minded people who will share your interests, or who will at least be supportive of your goals in life. Number 3. Enjoy your achievements, no matter how small. You have to savor your achievements. You've worked hard to achieve those. It doesn't matter how small or trivial you think your achievement is. Celebrate all the good things that have happened in your life. Sometimes it's the small things that can drive us to pursue the big things we want in life. Number 4. Think happy thoughts. When you've steered clear from negative thinking, it will be much easier for you to think happy thoughts. Think about all the things you want to do, who you want to be. You'll feel more optimistic about the future. Number 5. Work on your self-belief. Living life the way you want to will entail a lot of self-belief. You simply can't get there without believing in yourself. Purge yourself from self-doubt. Free yourself from your past failures. And just believe that you can do it. When you think like that, you've already won half the battle. Continue fighting and believing in yourself, and you'll soon live life on your own terms. How to motivate yourself to be happier and more positive. Do you find yourself wishing you were happy all the time? That would be nice, wouldn't it? But you'll often find that life really just gets in the way, and you can't even be happy for an entire day. So, how do you motivate yourself to be happy and stay more positive? Stay tuned to this presentation to find out how. Number 1. Don't take anything personally. You're going to get criticism from everyone around you. Maybe not at the same time, but for sure at one time or another. You could get criticized for something you do or say, or even for what you wear. The thing is, people are entitled to their opinions. Let them say what they want and just go about your merry way. Every time you let words get under your skin, it'll start off a chain reaction of negative thinking. So it's best to just let it all slide off. Number 2. Be generous. Giving is so much better than taking. When you share your blessings with the people around you, you'll feel better about yourself. You'll make a difference in someone else's life, and doing such a good deed will make you feel happy and proud of yourself. It will make you feel fulfilled. Number 3. Work on improving yourself all the time. Don't let yourself stagnate. Even if you're the best at what you do, strive to be even better. If there's no more room to go further, then try doing something else. Pick up a hobby and try to excel at that as well. Or educate yourself and pick up a new skill. When you constantly look for ways to challenge yourself, and you succeed at whatever it is you've set out to do, you'll feel happy because you know you've given it your all. Number 4. Don't resist change. Change is the only constant thing in this world. You can't go back to the way things were in the past because people and places do change. You're not the same person you were years ago. You've grown and improved yourself over time. When change comes knocking on your front door, embrace it. Resisting it is going to be futile. It's best to embrace and accept change so you can adjust and adapt as necessary. In this presentation, you're going to find out why you need to follow your own path in life if you want to be happy and free. Carving out your own path in life may sound scary at first, but it's not impossible. Many people have detoured from the well-beaten path and chose to make their own way. It may not have been a popular decision at first. In fact, there may have been some backlash from their loved ones. But ultimately, they ended up living life on their own terms. When you're chained to a life that someone else has envisioned for you, then you're really nothing more than a glorified prisoner. Sure, you can move about freely, but can you really do the things you want to do? I don't think so. You're not living a life of freedom if you're constricted by rules and boundaries that others have set for you. You don't have to live your life the way everyone else is living theirs. Just because all your peers want to go with the flow doesn't mean you should do. For as long as you're not hurting anybody, then there's really no reason why you shouldn't follow your own path. If you want to follow your own path, you need to stock up on self-belief, self-confidence, and self-discipline. These 3 characteristics will help you get to where you want to go. You'll find it hard to break away in the beginning, but if you trust in yourself, if you believe that you can make it, then you will make it. Your discipline will basically hold you to your words. You're not going to stray away from the promise you've made yourself. Do your own thing and live your life with integrity. That way you can show everybody how it's done. If there's someone out there who's scared of making the jump, then you can show them how you did it. You can be someone's role model, and you can potentially be a positive influence on someone else's life. Some people think that just because they're living life in the minority, then they're going to be inferior. Nothing can be farther from the truth. The people who've chosen to follow their own path in life are those who ultimately end up living happy and fulfilled lives because they weren't scared to be different from everybody else.